with a modern, democratic, egalitarian society. As we all know, the monarch takes, not given, but takes, the role of head of state of Britain. Unaccountable, unelected, it is the role of head of state to fall to the monarch. That's the highest public office in the land. Head of state is the highest public office in Britain. And that is vested in the monarch. It's an inherited position that goes to the firstborn in the royal family. And it means that, firstly, even the most stupid, immoral, and ignorant royal is more entitled to be our head of state than the wisest, most intelligent, most moral commoner. That's an insult to the British people, that we, no matter what we achieve, no matter how high we rise in terms of moral and ethical values, we are unfit to be monarchs. And as a result, we ended up with King Edward VIII, a playboy and Nazi sympathizer. That's what you get when your head of state is inherited by birth in the Windsor family. On top of that, the monarchical position of head of state is racist by default. It's not intentional, I agree, but because our head of state is vested in the firstborn of the all-white Windsor family, it means that for the foreseeable future, no matter what, no black, Asian, or other ethnic minority in Britain can ever be our head of state. We are stuck with a white head of state in a multicultural society where there are so many black and Asian Britons who could fulfill that role. But they are barred by the system that says the head of state can only be and must be the firstborn of the all-white Windsor family. The monarchy also embodies anti-Catholic discrimination, because no Catholic or a person married to a Catholic can be the monarch and head of state. That is anti-Catholic bias against the principles of the Equality Act. And even like me, if you're not religious, we must defend Catholic people, like all people, against discrimination and call out the anti-Catholicism of the monarchy. The monarch is also the supreme governor of the Church of England. And that means that it would be very difficult, if not impossible, for any Muslim, Jew, Buddhist, Sikh, or atheist to be head of state. It would also probably mean that even Methodists, Presbyterians, and Baptists could not be head of state. So there's inherent religious discrimination and sectarianism in the monarchical system. The monarchy is also out of touch. I just want to give you one example. The Queen was on the throne for over 6 decades. Never once in those 6 decades did she ever acknowledge the existence of lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender people. She never visited an LGBT plus charity. She never was patron of an LGBT plus charity. Even when terrorists bombed the gay pub, the Admiral Duncan, in Soho, killing gay people, she never turned up to express her condolences. The words lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender never passed her lips in more than 6 decades. And when she had to read the Queen's speech setting out gay law reform, she found a way of using words to avoid lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender. That wasn't accidental, that was deliberate, malicious homophobia. I just want to finish by saying that people often ask, what's the alternative? The alternative is very simple: to make the highest office in the land, head of state, subject to election and recall like every other major public office. And yes, we do not want to advocate a US-style president with executive powers. We want a low-cost, purely ceremonial president, like the presidents of Ireland and Germany, who act as a unifying force. People say, well, if we had an elected president, wouldn't someone like Tony Blair get elected? Well, I certainly hope not. But, it is possible to have a different way. And in Ireland, they have had a succession of human rights defenders as their president. Mary Robinson, Mary McAleese,